your way of avoiding red flags with venues?
um,
That
so normally from my part of view, part of it is the conversation in regards to marketing will really show you the red flag of a venue. Now it goes back to that sort of comment that we said earlier, that a lot of these venues will expect you to rock up with 100 people in a coach, walk in, plonk them on the seat, do the show, get the people to drink all the beers, and then you go home and leave the room nice and tidy. If the venue is not bought into the marketing, or is sort of collaborative in that approach, then massive red flag from my part. You're never going to fill out a room with the lack of support from the venue. Now, if that venue comes to you and says, we've got, a really good regular audience, we've got a newsletter, we can do social media, da 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 da, green flags all the way, work with them, great. But yeah, if they're a little bit evasive about marketing, then yeah, I would try to, yeah, I would probably end up avoiding them.
okay. One thing that I had recently with this may make me sound like a bit of a knob, but this is what happened with me. A couple There's two venues that I work with. They were, yeah, as you said, they just expect you to bring 50 people and they don't put any effort in. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they said, do you have any deals that I could use to help promote the event? And they said, oh, we're going to think about it. I think next time I do it at a venue, get that agreed straight on before you agree
Yeah.
any date, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise they'll, and that's also a sign maybe they're not going to put much effort in. Because then they'll say,
Yeah.
oh, you're the promoter, you're supposed to get people in. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a tricky one. You do learn very quickly, I think, as a promoter, where you get burnt a little bit. We've worked with venues previously that, yeah, have just done nothing, and they barely support putting a poster up inside, and then they query why you've only got four people in the room. Especially if it's a new area. But yeah, it's always part of that initial conversation with us. It's regardless of whether it's us taking the ticket money, whether it's a ticket split, whether it's a flat fee, whatever it is, that marketing for us, it's a non-negotiable that it's a collaborative approach, and both venue and us have to market it to make it a success. And yeah, it's really important that that's in that initial conversation.
yeah. And what's been a horror story you've heard about or like you've witnessed from a venue that taught you the most?
So we had a venue that yeah, we had a particular venue that was part of a chain of another venue that we were working with quite successfully. So when we got the referral, we thought, oh great, more of the same. It's gonna work really well. And again, they sort of didn't really do any marketing. I think they maybe shared one post like the week of the comedy night. And then when Jay turned up for the comedy, the staff said, "Oh, I thought that got cancelled. Oh, okay, right. The room's all set up, and and, oh, you can go and set up or whatever it was." And then it turned out that all of the staff had effectively told all the people in the pub that it had been cancelled, even though it hadn't. And then they were perplexed as to why we didn't have anyone turn up for this comedy night, even though we had been advertising it. Um, so yeah, completely unbeknownst to us that they decided in their little head that it had been cancelled, even though they were still prepared for us to turn up on the night. And yeah, so that was a bit of a weird one.
That's funny.
So yeah, unsurprisingly, I think we did we did a second show with them after that, sort of giving them the benefit of the doubt, and again, sort of marketing efforts didn't change, so we walked away after a while. So but yeah.